Hi, my name is Venkatesh and I'm studying MBA in Leadership and Management. And I grew with Anil Kumar Yadav to complete our group assignment. And we had chosen diagnosis and feedback at Adhikar organization. Coming for the first slide for an executive summary, Adhikar is an NGO which is erupted in 1985 in India, which is a non-NGO showing a significant transformational change in their organization following its founder departures and has brought to the internal issues to light. So the changes are like this: leadership transition changes and challenges. Hesitancy and uncertainty were shown in the possible successors. So it will shown an effective in the system. The gaps in the communication. The coordination is very important in organization. If the coordination is not good, then the thing will not happen. The thing in here I'm mentioning is work that need to be done in a particular day by particular people. So no proper communication, no effectiveness in an organization. Structural ambiguity, unclear accountability and responsibilities, and overlapping reporting lines. If the reporting lines are overlapped, the people who are working in they can't get the proper information and can't do their work. So, employing concerns, issues recording about the job insecurities, and if they don't get the proper rewards for their job what they have done in the system, they won't get the satisfaction of doing job, or they don't want to do the work in the particular organization. And second slide was introduction about the Adhikar organization. As we know in executive summary, it was adopted in 1985, which is a non-governmental organization, and it had grown to 200 plus employees from a small grassroots project to getting line to empowerment. Their mission and the core activities are workplace integrity and budget monitoring and lobbying, scholarship for the leaders, and emergency relief aids. Current transitional challenges, founder departures, underlying structural and coordination issues. Discussion and analysis. We will now delve into the core of the foundings or findings and examining Adhikar's foundational elements and the challenges it facing. Organizational background deep diving and problem identification for this organization. Let us look at the history, culture, and evolution if we are going for the organizational analysis. And when we are identifying the problem, let us cover the key issues and underlying causes for that issuing thing. Next slide. Analysis of the situation by the Weiss-Bohr six-box model. This six-box model is used to see through the lens of this organization. So we can examine the key areas and we can know the effectiveness and the factors that influence this organization to that direction. First one of that was purpose, organization, relationships, and dynamic change management environments, competitive and collaborative strategies, and lesson learned. These are the steps and the structure like a schedule we're gonna use right now for this present. So coming for the next slide, purpose analysis. Mission clarity challenge. The challenge is that organization when growing faster in expansion coming, there is no clarity on the thing in the organization. Like where they're going, they don't know. What they're doing is uncertainty, and the employees' satisfaction is very low. And the factors can be like this, like development projects are coming and they're just making things to be work and not and completed, but not making them to lead in the way. This lack of unclear focus impacts the resources and stakeholders' perceptions in the company. And coming to the second point, strategic diversion direction uncertainties. Without the founder's leadership, without the leader, the resource cannot be distributed properly, and the events which need to be done in a scheduled time cannot be done properly. So, different units are pulling toward divergent priorities, including unitization, integrity, and scholarship programs and direct emergency aids distributions. The misalignment was like unified strategy and executions. These are the strategical direction uncertainty factors. Coming for the next slide, organizational analysis. Delving into Adhika's internal structure reveals significant challenges in organization and coordination. So these coordination and organizational challenges are critical for operational effectiveness. Structural fragmentation. The organization has grown without a clear hierarchical structure, resulting in overlapping responsibilities and unclear reporting lines. And coordination breakdown is another factor in this organization. Units operates in SLOs with us minimal cross-functional collaborations, leading to duplicated efforts and misuse opportunities for synergy between emergency relief, advocacy, and capacity building programs. So the organization shows expansion, but no focus and no clarity, and no proper resource distribution. From now, we from now onwards, my friend Anil Kumar Yadav will continue from here. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Venkatesh, for letting me join the presentation and leading from here. And moving to our analysis of relationship, we have identified two primary areas: internal organization gaps and other externally relationship strength. For the internally, there are significant communication gaps between leadership and staff. Information doesn't flow consistently or clearly, which has created an environment of mistrust and uncertainty. Employees are often left in the dark, and the organization's strategic decision and direction, and even their own roles, are compromised. And on the other hand, externally, Adhika's relationship with its key stakeholders, including community partners and donors and the government agencies, are becoming stranded. This is a direct result of inconsistent messaging and the lack of a unfined organizational voice since the founder's departure. This fragmentation risks damaging the reputation and community legitimacy that Adhikar has worked decades to build. Our examination of the reward system uncovered critical issues that directly impact employee motivation and retention. First, we found significant compensation inequity. Pay disputes exist across different units and roles, with unclear criteria for how salaries are determined in a mission-driven organization, where financial rewards may already be modest. This perceived unfairness leads to dissatisfaction and poses a serious risk of losing talented staff. And on second, there is a clear gap in the recognition system. There are no formal mechanisms for acknowledging good work, for outlining clear career advancement pathways. For employees who are driven by the NGO's mission, this lack of intrinsic and formal recognition can be deeply demotivating. When we analyzed what Wishbone calls helpful mechanisms, essentially the tools and process that enable work to get done, we found that Adhika's operational infrastructure is lacking. There are inadequate support systems for employees, especially there is a lack of proper onboarding process, training programs, and mentorship systems. This result in new hires being poorly integrated and struggling to become effective contributors in a timely manner. Furthermore, The organization suffers from technology and process deficiencies, outdated systems for project management, communication, and documentation hinder effi- efficient operations and make knowledge sharing between units nearly impossible, reinforcing the silo mentality we discussed earlier. Finally, we come to the core of many of these issues: leadership. The founder departure has created a serious succession crisis with no clear succession plan in place. A leadership vacuum has emerged. Potential successors are hesitant to step up, leading to a paralysis in a strategic decision making at a time when the organization needs it most. Compounding this is a leadership development deficit. Adhikar has no systematic program to identify and nurture future leaders from within. This has resulted in a lack of prepared leaders who deeply understand both the organization mission and its operation complexities, creating an unhealthy dependency on external guidance. So to conclude our analysis, Adhikar is at a critical turning point in its development. The founder departure did not create new problems, but rather illuminated pre-existing challenges in leadership, coordination and structure. Employee concerns about onboarding, job security and pay priority further compound the situation. However, and this is a crucial point, these difficulties are not signs of deterioration. Instead, they represent significant growth opportunities. Our analysis using Wishport's model shows a clear transformation potential. The path forward is clear. With proper change management, Adhikar can leverage its strong heritage and dedicated staff to transform these current challenges into a foundation for long-term sustainable impact. Based on our diagnosis, we propose five recommendations for our Adhika's path forward. 1. Mission clarity and strategic goals. Clearly define Adhika's mission and strategic goals. Conduct stakeholder workshops to determine the best strategic direction, integrated strategy, rights based advocacy, or development capacity building. Second, reporting system reform. Establish transparent accountability procedures, implement standardized documentation, streamline reporting lines to minimize overlaps. Third, communication and onboarding enhancement, create official induction and mentorship programs for new hires, resume frequent cross-unit meetings to foster confidence and integration. Fourth, leadership development and succession planning, encourage leadership development and succession planning, identify and develop future leaders, implement gender-inclusive policies, develop an open succession plan to ensure continuity, and fifth, reward system review. Provide fair compensation structures, ensure transparency and honesty about financing, address issues related to job security to maintain morale. Our analysis and recommendations are supported by contemporary research in non-profit management, strategic alignment, and human resources, as listed on this slide. This provides a robust theoretical and practical foundation for the proposed changes. Thank you.